Welcome to Quiltologie, brought to you by Fabric Editions. My name is Kristin, and along with Fabric Editions, we have put together a video to jumpstart your sewing and quilting. Today's lesson will show you how to do the Big Stitch, which is a decorative stitching technique. This technique is done through 3 layers: the quilt top, the batting, and the backing. Big Stitch is a simple way to hand quilt using large stitches. Beginners can finish a quilted project without learning to machine quilt. It also gives the project a modern, decorative look with a soft feel and can be fun and relaxing to do. The technique is simple. The main difference between Big Stitch and traditional quilting is the size of the thread and the type of the needles used. With pearl cotton, the smaller the number, the thicker the thread. So the yellow is number 3, and you can see how thick that is compared to a number 5, compared to a number 8, as well as a number 16. So just remember, the smaller the number, the thicker the thread. You can also use embroidery floss if you'd like. Embroidery floss is actually made up of 6 separate strands. So if you would like to use it for the Big Stitch, I would recommend using all 6 strands together to give it that nice look. But experiment with whatever your project is to see what you like best. The best type of needle for this project is a number 5. The needle is strong and sharp, and the eye is large enough to accommodate the larger thread size. You will want to experiment with needles to find one with a large enough eye to fit the thread and slim enough to go through the layers easily. Start with about 18 inches of thread. Tie a knot at the end of the thread. And I like to trim the excess thread off so it's easier to bury. Take the sharp end of your needle and position it so it'll come up right where you left off, and give it a gentle tug to bury the knot. Next, you will take 1 or 2 running stitches about 1/4 of an inch apart to give it that even look. And make sure when you put the needle down, you kind of feel it with your bottom finger so you're going through all of the 3 layers. When you're done, take your needle and take it to the back. Tie a knot and try to keep it close to your thread. And just as you started, you'll kind of bury the knot by popping it through, by just giving it a gentle tug. Some people like to use a hoop when they're quilting. I just used pins to pin my 3 sections together. Until you get comfortable with freehand big stitching, you might want to use just a ruler and a removable marker. You can simply position where you want your stitch to be and draw a line, which you'll be able to follow with your stitches, and that will be removed at the end of the process. If you're stitching just straight lines, a piece of tape is a great way to use as well. You can just simply position it on your quilt and stitch right next to the tape line. And when you're done, you can remove it and your stitch line is perfectly straight. Quilters often find that they like a combination of machine quilting along with Big Stitch quilting. If this is something you would like to try, first consider the areas that would benefit from the machine quilting. Since our table runner is made up of 4 blocks, you could machine quilt in the ditch between the blocks to hold them in place for the Big Stitch quilting. Then you can use big stitches in the white background areas to enhance the colorful piece design. You can also use 2 colors of pearl cotton to make your project more decorative. Big Stitch Quilting really allows you to be as creative as you want. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson.